Hello everyone, and it seems episode 4 kept up the trend from episode 3. Changes from the book, mostly to add to the story, but the characters are consistent and the attention to detail is spot on. But that's enough chit-chat, let's get to the episode. We start off with an adorable opening with Sally trying to teach Percy to swim in a pool, knowing that he's probably going to need that skill someday, and he's afraid. But then things turn into a dream, and the voice from Tartarus is still haunting Percy. He wakes up from this, and we get some more character moments between the group. Also, Annabeth foreshadows how badass Thalia is. She knew she was a forbidden child, but she didn't care. We also get a moment with Percy dissatisfied with how the gods treat their kids. In the next scene, we see that they included the running centaurs outside the train. Say it with me, attention to detail. And we finally get the first mention of Grover's desire to find Pan and the falling of the natural world as humanity kind of expands into the wilds. And then security notices damage to the train, and the trio is almost arrested. Echidna shows up and starts hunting them, and like with Medusa, we get some supposed sympathy for the monster of this episode, which may be a running theme here, and though she has a point about the damage that heroes tend to cause, I don't think this is going to be too much of a trend. In the books, Rick has often used mythological figures as metaphors for something, but I think this is just to give some character to Echidna. Also, Grover is the one who notices Echidna. Nice touch, since he's supposed to be able to sense monsters coming. So they run and we see an Asian family, but I don't think that boy is old enough to be Frank. And turns out Percy's been stung with a stinger, which becomes a bit of a problem for the trio in this episode. I kind of figured after last week's episode that they'd expand on Echidna's role and make her the villain of the week for this episode, and I was on board with that change. Though we do get some more moments as Annabeth discusses the St. Louis Arch and how it embodies what Athena stands for, and withstands earthquakes because of Poseidon, alluding to the rivalry the two have. Also, I really like that Echidna is able to enter the Arch, something Annabeth said is normally not possible, because they insulted Athena by sending off the head as an insult, meaning that doing so had some consequences, unlike in the book. It seems Annabeth is going to face Echidna, but Percy does a Percy thing and decides to do it himself. Selfless? Maybe. Stupid? Absolutely. Particularly because he did it partially due to his own self-deprecation. But just like in the book, the fight goes badly. Percy dangles over the edge, and then he falls. Hence the title of the episode. But thanks to some divine intervention, he lands in the water. A nymph shows up, and Percy is able to finally let go, something he could not do in the flashback at the beginning of the episode, and he learns he can breathe underwater. And we get a trailer for the next episode, confirming that the three fates were not cut from the show, they were just moved, and we get a preview of the side quest to retrieve the Ares shield from Waterland. The only thing I don't recognize is the gold chair Percy was not supposed to be sitting in. Probably just another trap set by Hephaestus, considering that he once made the gold chains that bound Ares and Aphrodite in a similar situation. So, all things considered, I really enjoyed this episode as well, though it was closer to the chapters of the book than episode 3 was, and while I've said in the past that I'm okay with loose adaptations, and while I'm okay with the changes for these past 2 episodes, that was due to the fact that there was room in the story for it, so the changes felt warranted. But for the Waterland side quest next episode, I'd prefer they stay closer to the book, because these chapters are more able to fit the plot of a TV episode than the previous chapters were, in my opinion. Regardless, despite the deviations, it seems we're still in good hands with this adaptation. I am Kieran Mythos, and I'll see you all next time.